My name is Russell Hanabusa. I'm the founder of Adozi. We gather information on people in new ways to solve old problems. The team is myself and my wife. And we make these devices here. These are SkinSamplers. SkinSamplers deliberately make wirelessly detectable DNA evidence to identify people. They can be as small as a flea. They have four features which make them ideal for identifying people. Number one, they DNA sample anyone they touch. Just one rub is enough. Two, they are wirelessly detectable. Three, they are contaminated. They're spread between people and objects and onto other people. Fourth, they are stealthy. They can be made undetectable to enemy detectors and to enemy eyes. Everyone should know about SkinSamplers. They are powerfully identifying, especially for those who do not know what they can do. They will change the world. They will make these 5 changes in society. They will create new patent-protected markets, businesses. They will create new multi-billion-dollar identification businesses. They will create a brand new detection network. They will reduce violence worldwide, and they will create a new new type of marketing that is detected based on detections. To start off with, it's patented. We have a granted patent in the US. As we go through this presentation, we're going to fulfill all of these, and you'll understand very clearly why all of these will happen. Okay. What do we all want? We generally want to have opportunities, safety, and success. However, some people are harmful. They are harmful and damage and destroy lives. They can be real problems for us. We have to stop them. But how can you do this? How can you stop all of these people? The key is to identify them. If we do that, we can prevent attacks, we can disrupt attacks, and make sure that those attacks are not repeated. But how do we identify all these people? They live among us. They study us, they strike us when we are most vulnerable. Whatever it is, it would have to be powerful and perhaps even revolutionary. It is. The SkinSampler device gathers the ultimate data, the identity of people. The SkinSamplers avoiding identification has been designed out. We'll see how this is done, how it does these 4 functions. First of all, skin sampling. This is a picture, a microscopic look at skin sampling material. After one rub, you can see visible skin flakes on the right. That is from stained skin that has been stained with hemp. More than enough for a DNA identification. To be clear, skin samplers do not do DNA sequencing. We do not actually DNA sequence the samples we hold. We just retain them so that they can be identified by authorities who pick it up or who recover them. We can also incorporate DNA preservatives that will make the DNA evidence long-lasting. Our wireless detection. Each one of these devices holds an RFID tag, such as shown on the left, incorporated into the device on the right. Mobile phones can detect these devices. In this case, the candidate CM380 has the wireless detector built into it. Other mobile phones, like this Samsung phone, can have a module added to it to make it a detector. Apple phones can become detectors as well. The RFID tag does not have batteries. What happens is it transmits power to the tag, which responds back with its unique ID code. No skin sampler will have the same ID code. Everyone is unique. Spreading. They can be so small, again, as small as a flea, that they can actually spread between people on contact without being noticed. They can spread between people and objects without being noticed. They can also be electronically stealthy, unresponsive to enemy detectors. They would never know that they've been contaminated. Okay. Again, this is unresponsive to enemy detectors. So what are these new capabilities? We can have lots of DNA evidence on people. It's all wirelessly detectable, doesn't use batteries, it never runs down. It's uniquely identifiable, and we can mark everything with unique identification tags. It can be stealthy, unnoticed, contaminated. There are very many large markets for this. These are the four that we see that are very obvious. There can, of course, be other markets as well. I'm sure you can think of some other applications. They range from anti-kidnapping, protecting women and children from rapists and kidnappers, to military intelligence. Everything along that line. In general, the upper lines are stealthy applications. This is very secretive, anti-trafficker, internal security, military intelligence, and counter-espionage. In general, what happens there is we put tiny tags and we take them to people in market without their knowledge. Lower application is crime fighting. We deter criminals with obvious skin samples that they can see. With those, we make everything that we want to protect into a booby trap against these criminals. Each one of these markets is very large, hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. As you can see, these markets will be the new multi-billion-dollar identification industries. Let's take the example of anti-kidnapping. In the United States, there are over 17.7 million living victims of rape. There are 58,000 non-family child abductions per year. Worldwide, there are 3 billion women and children who could use the protection of skin samplers against kidnappers and rapists. The United States has 140 million. The U.S. target market is 16 million elementary school girls. The girl in the sweater weighs 50 pounds and is helpless against kidnappers. Typically, around anyone's home within 5 miles, there are several men who would take a child if they thought they could get away with it. They have a tremendous advantage. They live close by. They can study a person for years, plan out their attacks, and strike when they are most vulnerable. This is why, despite parents' best efforts, these attacks will continue. On average in the United States, every 16 days, 4 children are kidnapped, raped, and murdered. That was true of the last 16 days. It'll be true of the next 16 days. How do we protect them? We make them into a booby trap. This girl covered with skin samplers devices becomes a DNA booby trap against any kidnapper. Any kidnapper tries to grab her and take her away will scatter skin samplers over her just by the sheer number of them. So, as you see, they're scattered over the ground. Each one can hold the attacker's DNA. He obviously can't leave that behind. If he flees, he will leave that DNA evidence behind him. Even if he flees without it, he will leave a trail of DNA evidence at the crime scene, in his car, in his home. They fall from him and the victim. Also, if the girl has a skin sampling phone like this one, which can detect the skin samplers, it will automatically call for help upon the attack, transmitting its GPS location and calling a security service with the speakerphone on. The attendant can talk to the kid and send the police to the GPS location of the attack. Usually the police will arrive in 4 minutes. How this works is that these tags, some of the tags are covered in foil, which will keep the phone from detecting. The phone is always looking for these particular alert tags, but it won't see them because of the foil. However, once the attack happens and the foil is stripped away, the tag is clear to be detected. The way the phone and the tag work together is that on the left, the foil is intact before the attack. The phone is looking, but it doesn't see it. As the attack progresses and the foil is stripped away, the phone might detect it or not, but clearly when it's fully ripped away, the phone detects it and it calls for help immediately. The victim doesn't have to do any deliberate actions to make this happen. It's fully automatic and instantaneous. The attendant at the service can activate all wireless detected devices in the area, including many cell phones, to go look for the girl's tag and to send their GPS location when they do find them. The police will get all of this evidence. When they recover the DNA evidence, they will go up to the attacker and say, "Why is your skin inside of this girl's skin sampler? And where were you at the time of the attack?" These questions will lead to his arrest and conviction. But why would someone join the network? Why would someone willingly give over their data? They must have good reasons for it, right? This mother would wear these skin samplers and the SkinSampler phone because she is very intimidating to any potential kidnapper. Also, she can protect herself and her baby with that. She can also become a hero. She might actually rescue another child by just a random detection of their skin samples, right? Additionally, she can make money. How this works is that this phone doesn't just detect skin samplers, it detects everything. Everything that's tagged around it. That's what she's walking around, right? So, it could be that this guy lost his wallet. He doesn't know where it is, right? So he goes into the detection network and says, I will offer a reward of $5 for anyone who sends me the GPS location of my wallet, right? She's just walking by. She doesn't even know that that guy is looking for that, but her phone makes that wallet detection. That information goes into the database. Right? Again, he, in this case, sends in the money. He gets the GPS location of the wallet. She gets the money. Everybody wins. Okay. But her detector can detect more than just wallets and skin samples. It can detect other things as well. Lost pets, lost children, skin samplers from lost children could be highly rewarded. Enemy spies, they could be rewarded quite handsomely. Anything associated with dangerous chemicals, like precursors to chemical weapons. Maybe that barrel is coated with 200 skin samples. Or even lost weapons, like let's say the Air Force lost a nuclear warhead. Right? That could be coated with thousands of skin samples. Detection of any which one could be rewarded very much, quite handsomely. In fact, you might even get rich from a very important detection. Everybody likes to make money. Because of that, this SkinSampler detection network will spread possibly even worldwide, generating detection data from everyone, providing rewards for everyone. This is that new detection network which will take over the world. In addition, long-range detectors can be obtained. In longer range than this baby, that goes on everyone's phone, there could be industrial detectors like this one, which can detect the tags from quite a distance away. Okay, 15 feet for this one, with this current technology. What this means is our kidnapper has some very bad news coming. Okay. There can be millions of wireless detectors looking for him. The tags that have this DNA evidence never run out of power. They don't use batteries. The DNA evidence is long-lasting. It has preservatives in it. It could last 10 to 20 years. And there are millions of people who will be paid rewards to find him. You'll never sleep peacefully again. So what does this provide? A network of detectives, automatic calls for help with GPS location, and cash rewards for searchers. Now let's look at the existing markets for SkinSampler devices. Existing security products is about $98 million. The kids' apparel market, $13.2 billion. A plain sweater would cost about $10. A SkinSampler sweater would typically cost $30. So would you spend $30 to protect your child from a kidnapper? Maybe yes, maybe no. Well, what if there's some news that there's been attempted kidnapping within 5 miles of your home? Which happens frequently. I think most people would say it's time to go buy one. Here's two scenarios. One with SkinSamplers above, instantaneous alert upon the attack, abundant DNA evidence created, SkinSampler evidence, plenty of things for the police to detect and hope for live recovery of the child. The lowercase, no SkinSamplers, no visible deterrent to the criminal, no call for help, no DNA evidence to bring about a live recovery of the child, and little hope. The first adopters, the early adopters, will be the first hard targets against kidnappers, will repel them all. Late adopters will be the last soft targets for all kidnappers in the area.